Hi there. Nice to see you. I'm Lisa Taylor. Put a note in the bottom. Let me know where you're watching from. I wanted to come on and talk to you about belief, about believing in the truth. You know, there's that wonderful scene in the Bible where Jesus is talking to the centurion who's come to say his son is sick. And Jesus says, "Go thy way, and as thou hast believed, so be it done unto thee." And he goes his way, and his servant was healed in the very same hour. So are we believing in the truth, or are we believing in a lie? Are we believing what the material senses are telling us, or are we believing what we know to be true as the divine reflection? God has outlined who we are with his whole heart and soul, the Bible says. One translation says with his whole heart and mind. So as God has outlined who we are, God has made that specific place for who you are that only you can fill. Do you believe who God made you to be? Do you believe the truth of your being? Or are you believing in the suggestions of mortal mind, that false ego, the monkey mind? Are you believing the limits, the sickness, the illness, the discouragement? Are you believing all of that, or are you believing the truth? Like when we get on that path of believing what's true, that path leads to freedom. If we get onto the path of believing the lie, that path leads to sin, sickness, disease, death. Like it's pretty much inevitable. But we get to choose. What are we believing? Do we believe the truth? Do you believe that God has made you perfect? Do you believe that you are called to be the absolute best that you've been created to be? Do you believe that? Do you believe the gift you've been given? Do you believe the perfection of who you are as a reflection of the divine? What you believe is what your experience is going to be. And yeah, there's Mrs. Eddy in the book that I quote all the time, Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures, talks about belief being sort of the relative layer of things, and then understanding, spiritual understanding, is sort of the step above that. But if we're not at the place of understanding, there's nothing wrong with starting with believing in the truth. Like one belief is better than another. You have belief in error, belief in a lie, not so great. Belief in the truth, better. She talks about, like, when Christ, here's a quote, when Christ changes a belief of sin or of sickness into a better belief, then belief melts into spiritual understanding, and sin, disease, and death disappear. That's a great quote. What does that tell me? That tells us that, well, there can be a better belief. So we get to choose. Believe in the lie, believe in the truth. Let's start at least by believing in the truth. Believe in the truth of your being. Believe in the truth of others' being. Believe in the truth of our nation. Believe in the truth of the world and the environment. What is the truth? What is the true idea? There's one of the definitions of the Christ that Mrs. Eddy has in Science and Health. The Christ is the true idea, voicing good, the divine message from God to men, speaking to the human consciousness. So the true idea, voicing good, let's believe that. The Christ meets us where we are. Like in this human realm of things, this belief of, material senses and all the testimony that we see here, what seems to be limiting kind of the soup of good and bad, all of the beliefs, all the mixture, that sense of things. Well, the Christ meets us where we are. Whatever our level of understanding is, the Christ meets us where we are and uplifts us, transforms the lower belief into a better belief, and then ultimately into spiritual understanding. So if your desire is to have a belief in something better, there's another quote. I'll pull this in, and you've heard me say this one before because it's one of my favorites. Desire is prayer, and no loss can occur from trusting God with our desires, that they may be molded and exalted before they take form in words and in deeds. Another quote from Science and Health. I quote the book all the time. It's a pretty good book. Anyway, I just wanted to come on real quick because this idea, what we, as thou hast believed, Jesus said, so be it done unto thee. So best that we believe in the truth and not believe in the lie. And, step up to the plate. It's like, as we practice this, as we practice working, living, breathing, abiding by spiritual law instead of the physical, material laws that are all the lie. As we do that, as we practice, we can step up to the plate and hit the home run. We get to do that. So if you like these ideas, share this out. Definitely subscribe to this page, subscribe to the YouTube page by the same name, Ideas on Toast. And I would invite you, actually, if I don't know you and we haven't met and we haven't talked, I would invite you to set up a free call with me. Go to meetwithlisataylor.com, meetwithlisataylor.com. Set up time, let's talk. I just love these ideas so much and I love sharing it. So set up some time, let's chat, let me get to know you and let's talk vision. It would be my joy. All right, lots of love, you guys, and see you next time. Talk to you soon.